The next creature we're going to talk about is that of the Aboleth. So these guys are again reprinted within the new monster manual. They specifically live in Underdark or underwater, so either way. They are ageless, basically alien masterminds. That's their kind of overall description because frankly, they are immortal physically. They can be killed though, however, I want to point out, and they usually also transform other creatures into slimy and aberrant infections and stuff like that. So it'd be a very cool end boss if you wanted to put in an Aboleth, or at least maybe a mid-tier boss. They basically live in like aquatic abysses, and you don't really want to fight them in their lair. We will get to the lair in a second. But they are also super smart, by the way, and many people don't actually know their goals, and if you did know their goals, they'll seem weird and sometimes often mysterious, for what other dominoes they might be playing. And there's the game does give you a bunch of different schemes. I'm not going to go into the schemes because these are all a bunch of different things you could implement, but you don't have to implement them. You can always make your own things. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the layer actions first off. So first off, they go ahead and get foul water, so everything around them within 1 mile has to make a constitution saving throw, or it's poisoned, which is kind of crazy, I want to point out. And then the second thing that their layer causes is psychic projections. So they can go ahead and cast basically projection image, which I think is like a 5th level spell, and does have a DC 16 saving throw, and that could go ahead and prevent people from finding its lair potentially. And then we're going to finally get to its stat block. So first off, 17 AC, pretty high, 150, and then it does have 40-foot swimming speed. Otherwise, it's pretty slow. So if you get out of the water, you should be fine. And basically, they have 120 dark vision, which is kind of crazy, and telepathy, so they can speak to you, basically, even without that language. So they are also amphibious. They have Eldritch Restoration, which is kind of crazy, so they just revive, I want to point out, within 50 days, basically, maximum 50 days, I should say. They do have legendary resistances, as well as a mucus cloud, which does acid damage, and also causes a con save, and they also have probing telepathy, so they can get into your brain. And then the other things that they provide is a multi-attack with the tentacle that does grappling, and does quite a bit, 2d6 plus 5, and then you also have consume memories, which I want to point out is a intelligence saving throw, and it does 3d6, and and basically the Aboleth gains the target's memories of the humanoid if it reduces to 0, and it also has dominate mind, which is just a horrible spell. It's crazy that they get this, but if you succeed, you don't have the effect. And then they also have legendary actions like lash and then psychic drain. Kind of crazy, kind of cool. Don't mess with these guys.